Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Heat's coach Erik Spoelstra makes eye-opening admission after Knicks' loss. On Monday, March 17, the Miami Heat's losing streak stretched to 8 games with a loss to the New York Knicks. This is the first time in Erik Spoelstra's 17-year tenure that the team has lost 8 consecutive games. Once again, Miami's inability to execute down the stretch cost them. Spoelstra's team has struggled in the final quarter of games this season. During his post-game news conference, the Heat head coach ensured the blame was shared throughout the franchise. "We're all getting tested," Spoelstra said via Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald. "I've said this before, including myself, there's no one that's absolved from this. I have not come up with enough answers for this team. I have to do a better job. Our group has to do a better job. We have to put our feet into the dirt and hold our ground at this point." Spoelstra also made the eye-opening admission that right now, Miami has no answers for its fourth-quarter struggles despite trying everything. "That's the thing that we've been racking our time, our brains, everything, trying to find solutions for that," Spoelstra said. "We have not come up with solutions and we've pretty much tried everything. That's why I said, I haven't been able to come up with solutions for that. This has been one of the biggest challenges of a regular season that I've been a part of. And we just have to stay the course." Spoelstra's team currently sits 10th in the Eastern Conference, 6.5 games ahead of the Toronto Raptors. As such, Miami must figure out its issues in the coming weeks. Otherwise, it's unlikely we see Spoelstra's team in the playoffs this year. During a March 15 post-game news conference following the Heat's loss to the Memphis Grizzlies, the impressive head coach questioned his team's competitive spirit. "We lost our competitive spirit there in the second half," Spoelstra said. "Enough has been said in the locker room, but we have a certain standard of how we expect to play and compete. We did not meet that standard tonight. When we meet that standard, it doesn't mean that we're going to win. Obviously, we're struggling to figure out how to win games, but last night, versus the Boston Celtics, we met a standard from a competitive standpoint tonight we did not." During Spoelstra's 17-year tenure, the Heat have been known for their gritty approach to the game. They've always been well-drilled and willing to claw their way to victory. That's what's making this current slide so perplexing for Heat fans. When Andrew Wiggins spoke to the media on March 15, he remained confident in his team's chances of figuring things out in the coming weeks. "I mean, it's still good spirits, good vibes around the team," Wiggins said. We all want the same thing, which is to win, to see something positive in the outcome of these games. So as long as we keep the good vibes, keep that will to try to go there and stay competitive and win games, I feel like we'll be all right." Wiggins missed Monday's game against the Knicks. However, he will undoubtedly be hoping to help Miami get back in the win column sooner rather than later. Tracy Morgan taken from Knicks Heat game in wheelchair after throwing up on court. The NBA game between the New York Knicks and Miami Heat was delayed for several minutes on Monday night after actor and comedian Tracy Morgan suffered a scary incident while sitting courtside. According to photos making the rounds on social media, Morgan vomited onto the court. He then covered his face with a towel and appeared to have a nosebleed in another video while struggling to stand up. Officials helped Morgan into a wheelchair and he was wheeled out of the arena. Another video shows one referee speaking to the Knicks towel boy and asking for a mop, which they apparently did not have available. There is no word on what led to the incident or any update on the 56-year-old Morgan's status. After the game resumed, the Knicks went on to secure a 116-95 win over the visiting Heat. Miami Heat add electrifying scorer in proposed blockbuster deal. Trae Young has been constantly floated in trade rumors over his 7-season career. However, it seems this offseason could mark a turning point in trade discussions regarding the four-time All-Star. Forbes NBA contributor Evan Sidery reported many teams are monitoring Young's status as a trade target this summer. the Miami Heat could be one of those teams. The interesting factor is Young is eligible for a 4-year, $229 million contract extension with the Atlanta Hawks. However, if the Hawks are reluctant to pay that money, Young could be on the move. A trade between the Miami Heat and Atlanta Hawks could resemble: Miami Heat acquire G. Trae Young, F. Mohamed Gay. Atlanta Hawks acquire F. Andrew Wiggins, G. Terry Rozier, G. Pell Larson, 2031 first-round pick for the Heat. Acquiring Young could improve the backcourt. While Young is not a great defender, he is one of the highest scorers in the league. He has averaged over 24 points every season other than his rookie year. Young paired with stars like Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo could catapult the Heat to the top of the Eastern Conference as contenders. The Heat still get to keep a solid core of Nikola Jovic, Jamie Jaquez Jr., and Kel'el Ware after this proposed deal. This season, Young is averaging 24 points, 11.5 assists and 3.2 rebounds. For the Hawks, it may be time to move on from Young. The team missed the playoffs last season and are fighting for a play-in tournament spot. Young has been great for this team, but at some point, the team needs to decide when to blow it up and rebuild. With young stars like Dyson Daniels and Jalen Johnson, the team can afford to move Young and acquire solid veterans in return. Wiggins was an all-star just 3 seasons ago, and Rozier has been a solid guard over his decade-long career. This season, Rozier has shown inconsistent play, but a change of scenery may be needed for him as well. The Hawks also add rookie guard Pell Larson and a future unprotected first-round pick. Who are Heat's untouchables? The Miami Heat are heading toward an important offseason. After the departure of Jimmy Butler, many are wondering who the Heat will acquire this offseason. Reports say the team is interested in acquiring Phoenix Suns star Kevin Durant, but his price tag will be hefty. With a potential trade on the horizon, who should the Miami Heat view as untouchable? Tyler Herro. This one is a no-brainer. Herro was just named to his first All-Star team after a breakout season. The 2019 first-round pick is only 25. His impact on the scoring end would be hard to replicate with many other players in the league. This season, he is averaging 23.8 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 5.7 assists. Herro is under contract through 2027. Bam Adebayo, the longest-tenured member of the Heat, has been dominant since his breakout throughout the 2019-20 season. The 6'9" Adebayo has played the role of small center to near perfection. He also has 2 finals appearances and can provide a true veteran presence. Even with his veteran tag, he turns 28 this summer. This season, Adebayo is averaging 17.5 points, 10 rebounds, and 4.4 assists. He is under contract through 2028 with a player option in 2029. Kel'el Ware is interesting when it comes to the Heat's future. Last summer's first-round pick has made a strong impact since receiving a larger workload in 2025. Earlier this season, Ware didn't see the court much due to a crowded rotation. Ware may have to be included in Durant trade negotiations because of his age and rookie contract, but his skill set is something the Heat should want to keep for the future. This season, Ware is averaging 8.4 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 0.9 assists. And you, fan? What do you think about Trae Young's situation? Write to us in the comments.